Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl Stephanie, aka the Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. So I just tried to go live, but as I had kind of prefaced in the beginning of the video, I wasn't sure if the internet was going to cooperate, and sure enough, it did not. And rather than worry about whether or not the entire message that I said to you was going to be received or audible, or if it was going to be glitchy, I decided to just end it and record, and that's how we're doing it today. So I'm sorry. I'll try to go live another time. So the topic, as I discussed before, but I will recap for anyone who didn't watch that little clip, um, is protecting your peace and acknowledging your circle. So this conversation stems from a conversation that I had with my daughter, where basically she was just referring to everyone in her class as her best friend. You know, this person's my best friend, that's my best friend, this is my best friend. I said, baby, you realize that not everyone is your best friend, okay? They can be your friend. They can even be just an acquaintance because there's a difference. There's a difference between an acquaintance and a friend. And there's a big difference between a friend and a best friend. I said, your best friend is someone very sacred and special. You don't give that title to just everybody because not everyone deserves it. So we had this whole conversation. I'm not going to bore you with all the logistics of it, but I'm going to kind of briefly touch some main points that I think are important as adults to think about, especially if you have been a survivor of any kind of abuse, domestic, emotional, psychological, physical, narcissistic, any kind of abuse, right? Because the thing is, if you've already had that experience, there is a piece of you that unfortunately is susceptible to toxic people, obviously. And it's not a bad thing. Sometimes it is codependency, but sometimes it's just a high level of empathy. Sometimes when you're a big feeler, like I am, I'm a very empathetic person. I'm a very empathic person. I'm a big feeler. So I will make excuses, or in the past, I have made excuses for people's behavior. And I have um, really tried to understand, well, why do they do that? And let me hold space for them and let me do this and let me do that. And here's the thing, that's a beautiful quality. I don't want you to ever stop doing it, but that does make you susceptible to less than ideal connections in your life. Okay. So before I even go into this topic, actually, something that I do want to discuss is the fact that every single person that you meet in your life has a job. Nothing is, I don't believe anyway, that anything is accidental. I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in God. If you don't, that's fine. You can call it whatever you like, universe, source, yourself, whatever it is that you believe. I don't knock it. Just don't knock what I believe. But for me, that's God. And I believe in a divine plan. And I do believe that there is a storybook basically planned out for our lives. But here's the thing, we have free will. So we can go along with the plan and have things go smoothly, or we can hit hiccups and roadblocks until we get back onto that plan. At least that's what I believe. So, with that said, it's been said in the past, I forget who made this claim, but it's very true, that we are the sum of, excuse me, sorry, I'm battling a cold or allergies or something. But it's been said that we are the sum of the five people that we are closest to. So if that's true, who are you? What kind of a person are you? What kind of decisions do you make? What kind of choices do you make? What kind of actions do you take? Because believe it or not, even though we think, oh, I don't care about what anybody else thinks, and like I'm my own person and I don't need validation from anybody. The thing is, you may not realize it, but subconsciously, you are being influenced by the five people that are closest to you. Your actions, your mood, your choices, all of it are influenced by the five people closest to you, whether you choose to accept that or not. I'm sorry. So who are they? All right, let's think about that. And let's think about, are those connections real, healthy connections? Or are they superficial and toxic? And only you can decide that. I can give you kind of like the tips and tools to look into it and understand them better, but only you can decide for yourself what is really a good relationship to have in your life. I am sorry. I'm dying. Let me pause this for a second because I need to cough. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to drink some water, blow my nose, do all the things, and then we had another internet issue. So I'm hoping that the beginning of this video is intact. But anyway, okay, evaluating the relationships in your life. So first and foremost, does this person genuinely, at their heart and core and soul, want what's best for me? Okay. And if the answer to that is no, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not going to tell you because you have to decide for yourself. But if I were you, I would tell you they got to go. Okay. Anybody who does not want what's best for you is not going to make a good impact in your life. Okay. You're going to find yourself people pleasing for them. You're going to find that yourself wanting their validation. You're going to find yourself making decisions that are not in alignment with your most authentic self. And long term, you'll probably regret that. Okay. So are they really looking out for my best interest? And what does that mean? When I tell them things that I'm thinking of doing or relationships that I'm thinking of getting into or decisions that I'm looking into making, are they genuinely offering me advice that they know will bring me my highest good, that will lift me up, that will elevate my life? Or are they only giving me advice and guidance based on their desire to keep me at a certain level or at their level or in a place where I need them? Because that's a problem, okay? There are different types of relationships. There are relationships that are based on love, and that can be romantic, friendship, whatever, family. There are relationships based on lust, and believe it or not, that can also be friendship. You think it's just romantic, it cannot. You can have a friend that is secretly in love with you and is making decisions based on that internal lust for you and not keeping your best interest at heart. That every decision that they guide you toward is in hopes that you will come full circle and fall in love with them. It's sad, it's scary, it's manipulative, but it's true. And then there are transactional relationships, okay? And I think that if you follow my channel, you probably already know what this is. These are the narcissistic relationships. These are the ones where I care about you and I am there for you only as long as you bring me some type of value. A, B, C, D, whatever it is I need, whether it's financial or socially or I don't know, any type of benefit that you can bring me. Maybe you have a great summer house and I want to be able to summer there. So I'm going to be your friend and I'm going to do the things and maybe I'll seem authentic, but it's only so that I can get a trade-off later. Okay, that's a transactional relationship. So we've discovered real loving relationships are unconditional. They genuinely want your best interest at heart. They care about you. They are not going to just tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you the truth. And they want to see you grow. They want to see you elevate. They may be uncomfortable when you grow if you grow past them, but they're always going to genuinely be happy for you. And there's lust. And this is the relationships that only want you to stay as far as they can keep up with you because they're hoping and praying that they can somehow worm their way in, even though you may not want them in that particular way. Okay. And then there's transactional, like I said, that it's just, well, whatever you can give me, that's the only reason why I want you around. Otherwise, you don't have any value. Okay. So, with that said, how do you tell the difference? And I mean, again, like we've talked about, you're gonna know when you come up to friends and or family or romantic partners and you have issues that you need to resolve and you need guidance. What kind of advice are they giving you? Are they giving you the kind of advice that you genuinely in your soul feel is healthy, beneficial, in alignment with the person that you desire to be, not just who you are today, but who you desire to be? Okay. Are they elevating you? Are they seeing your potential, your best? Or are they just trying to keep you stuck where you are or at their level? Okay. This is a very big thing that I see in a lot of unhealthy relationships, a lot of unhealthy friendships, is that there's a lot of jealousy. There is this feeling of, well, I need you to be where I am because I'm unhappy, or, I have this going on in my life. And if you don't, then how can I relate to you? How can you relate to me? Maybe you won't need me anymore. That's a big thing. A lot of people behave out of jealousy and insecurity because they're terrified that if they are a genuinely good friend to you and keep your best interest at heart, one day you won't need them. But what people forget is that those are the most valuable connections that you can have. Those are the people that, even when you don't technically need them, your soul will always need them. I've had friendships, well, I still have them for, 10 plus, 15 plus, 20 plus years. And it doesn't matter if I go days, weeks, months without speaking to these people. When I do, my soul just needs that connection, even if it's just for a couple minutes, even if it's just for a day, even if it's just for whatever it is. But that connection, that time replenishes my soul in such a way that I can never imagine my life without those people. And those, if you're watching, if you're listening, you know who you are, you know how much I love you and how grateful I am to have you in my life. Thank you. You fill my soul. You are my best friends. And I can't imagine a life without you guys. So thank you. But anyway, back to the point, if someone is scared that you won't need them, either they don't think too highly of themselves or they know exactly what their intentions for you are. And they know they're not genuine. They know they're not good. They're not in your best interest. So that's something to evaluate. Okay. There was another point that I wanted to talk about that now I can't remember what it was. See, this is a bit of a conundrum. Hold on. Another point that I want to make is that the reality is that no relationship, whether it's romantic, familial, friendship, is ever 100% in sync, 100% perfect. We're not going to get along with anyone in our life 24/7, 365 days a year. It's impossible. We're all individuals with different life experiences, with different mentalities, with different mindsets, with different values, with all the different things, right? And that's the part that makes us beautiful. That's why we're meant to interact and intermingle with each other, because we're supposed to teach each other things. We're supposed to learn from each other. That's the beauty of connecting with people, right? So I'm going to tell you right now, if you can sit here and tell me that you have a best friend that you have never disagreed with, and you haven't or been mad at, you've never been mad at your best friend, and you've known them for 5+ years, that's not your best friend. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, because that means that one or both of you is too scared to genuinely be yourself and tell the other one the truth, because you cannot tell me that in 5 years you have never disagreed with a decision that your best friend has made, or that you have never disagreed with something that they've said to you about you. You know what I mean? There's no way that you have not disagreed. And by disagreeing, that doesn't mean a brawl, a fight. It doesn't mean that things had to get uglier, that you never spoke to them or anything like that. Although that can happen. Listen, I have a friend from college that, listen, her and I have bumped heads and gotten into it a few times, not many, but a few times. And I'll tell you, we always work it out. We always come back together, because the thing is that at the end of the day, I know, and she knows, that whatever we ever say to each other is never malicious. It's always, I'm sorry, guys, somebody keeps texting me. It's never malicious. It's always 100%. It's always intended with the utmost love, care, and concern for each other. And sometimes, unfortunately, when you love someone, that does mean putting them in check. Okay. Sometimes your best friend is going to make a really dumb choice. Sometimes they're going to do things that is not good for them. Sometimes they're going to make decisions that you're going to be like, girl or boy, like, bro, like, you're so much better than this. Elevate. Okay. And if you're not checking your best friend, do you even really care about them? Again, this all goes back to their well-being, to respecting the fact that I have responsibility. Anytime you're in someone's life, whether you consider it a relationship or not, you hold responsibility, okay? You hold responsibility because now you are impacting that person's life, regardless of the level of connection that you have, okay? So if you have responsibility, you have a responsibility to keep them on their path, on their trajectory, on the goals that they have set and that maybe they don't even realize that they want, but because you know them, okay? If you've been friends with someone for many, 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 many years, You know what's in their heart of hearts. You know what's in their soul. You know them better than they might even know themselves in some cases. Okay. So if you're not being honest with them and telling them the truth, even when you know they don't want to hear it, are you being a good friend? Now, that does not mean being confrontational. That does not mean name calling. That does not mean being ugly or just picking fights. I'm talking about those genuine times when you know your friend, part of my language, is fucking up and you want to stop them. Okay. And let's be real, you can never stop someone from their journey, right? But you can see the danger around them and gently just nudge them and say, hey, do you really think this is a good idea? Hey, do you really think you're doing the right thing? Okay. So that's super important to know. And it's important for you as the individual to be able to differentiate. Okay. Is this person telling me this because they want to keep me safe? They want to protect me. They know what's best for me. They want me to hit that higher level. Or are they telling me this because they want to hold me back? They want to keep me down. They want to prevent me from doing something that they know will make me happy, but might make them unhappy. Because that's the thing. You need, again, discernment to know who has your best interest at heart and who only has their own best interest at heart. Because real friends can help you make a decision that may temporarily pull you away from them. But if they believe in that connection, they know that friendship, that bond is never going anywhere, no matter what physical distance lies between you two. And again, like I have friends that have moved away and they asked me about like, oh, like, what do you think? Like, I'm just struggling with the decision because, what if I don't see any of my friends anymore? And I've had to tell them, listen, is this what's best for your family? Is this the best decision for you financially? Is this something that's going to bring genuine joy into your heart? Okay, well then if that's the case, then you need to make that decision for you and understand that we will all find ways to still be there. You know, it's important to have that background. That it's important. I can't speak that background. What does that even mean? Guys, what does that mean? It's important to have that backbone and stability in your relationships. Okay. So, kind of swinging full circle back to the topic about the 5 people in your life. Okay. So, again, like, who are the people that you have around you? Because you need to be extra vigilant and understanding that not everyone wants what's best for you. Not everyone is looking out for your best interest. Some people around you are selfish. Some people around you are miserable. And here's the thing, misery loves company. So some people will trauma bond with you because you have had tough experiences. They've had tough experiences, and they're going to trauma bond with you, but they're never going to actually provide any benefit to you. In fact, they might actually bring you down deeper. They might drag you into drinking or drugs or whatever else it is that is not going to benefit you long term. With the guise of, oh, but this is going to make you feel good right now. This is going to make you happy right now. Okay, what is it going to do to you long term? What is it going to do to the other relationships in your life? Is it going to bring you closer to your ultimate goals, or is it just going to keep you stuck stagnant with that shitty friend? Only you can decide that. Okay. And this is not me telling you that if you have friends like that, that you need to cut them off, because here's the thing. Again, like I said, I just realized I say here's the thing a lot, and I apologize for that. I'm going to work on that. Okay. But my point being, to find another phrase, you don't have to cut those people off, because like I said in the beginning, every single person that crosses our path is done so for a reason. Okay. Whether it's that we're meant to help them, they're meant to help us. They're meant to teach us a painful lesson. We're meant to teach them a painful lesson. We don't know. We don't know what the divine story is, right? But if in your heart you genuinely feel compassion for someone, you can still be there for them. You can still guide them. You can, just like I said, real friends keep it real. Real friends put you in check. Well, be that friend. Be that friend that keeps them in check and speaks up for yourself and says, hey, I don't like that you do this to me. I don't like that you say these things to me. I don't like that you try to drag me into your bad habits. And I don't like that you have these bad habits. You're better than this. You can elevate. And maybe that's just it. Maybe you're the person that is supposed to speak up to them and elevate them. Okay? Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes, unfortunately, we have to dissolve relationships. And that's okay too. But I don't want you to think and feel like I'm telling you, oh, just get rid of all the toxic people in your life because blah, 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 blah. Listen, maybe you're there to help them. Maybe you're there to teach them something that they needed to learn. Maybe you're there to help them grow. And maybe you help them grow and then you go your separate ways. And maybe that's okay. And maybe you help them grow and then they're able to come full circle and become that friend that genuinely wants what's best for you. I don't know the answer here. That's the thing. Like all of these scenarios could go many different ways, but I just want to have you pause and take a minute to really open your eyes and observe the people that you surround yourself with and evaluate those relationships and learn how to move in a way that is going to elevate you. Because if you watch my channel, I can almost guarantee that you have a desire to elevate. You have a desire to be your best self. You have a desire to heal whatever core wounds you have or whatever trauma experiences that you have held. You want to heal. You want to grow. You want to become your best self. And I want that for you, which is why I'm not going to sugarcoat things and I'm going to tell you the truth. See, I'm that friend that's going to keep it real with you, whether you like it or not. Because I love you guys. I appreciate you. I value you. And I hope that when you look in the mirror, you value yourself enough to really consider who you allow in your circle, because this is the time and the only way that we can protect our peace. And I will tell you right now, your peace is priceless. Your peace is invaluable. Your peace is where your true healing comes from. Your peace is where that beautiful life that you dream of, that you think of, that's where that comes from. But you can't make the right decisions for your life if you can't find moments to tap into that peace, because peace is where your authenticity lies. Okay? In those moments where you're genuinely calm, and when I say calm, I mean really calm and peaceful and present. I'm not talking about those times where you numb yourself out with substances or other people or electronics or whatever it is. I'm not talking about those times. I'm talking about when you're really able to be calm and quiet with yourself in a place of peace, true peace, and tap into your own authenticity, intuition, and what it is that you really desire for your life. And I realized I got real woo-woo at the end, and I hope you stuck it out with me, because if you got it, you got it. That was a really important piece of the puzzle. But nonetheless, I will let you guys go. And I am so grateful to you for staying with me and listening to the message and watching. If you haven't already, please, please, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, to like this video, drop me a comment. Every connection that you make with me, every time that you communicate with me, that helps the channel grow and be seen by others who need it. And I think that we can all agree that more people in this world need these messages. They need the message of hope. They need the message of accountability, of peace, of growth, of healing, of all of it. Because as we heal collectively, we make the world a better place. And when you heal 7 generations in front of you and behind you. So it's real powerful, guys. I don't know how else to say it. But again, thank you so much. I love you guys, and stay limitless.